Good evening and welcome. This is a School Board of Trustees. It is Monday, February 26, 2024. It is 5:48 and we'll have a roll call and acknowledgement of a quorum. We have Mr. Diego Gonzalez, Dora Sendejo, Manuel Gonzalez, Pepe Ramirez, and Luis Guevara present. We do have a quorum. We have Mr. Joe Flores and Mr. Trevino absent. We'll go on to public comments. Mr. Gonzalez, do we have any?
There are no public comments.
Okay, no public comments. So, moving to item C is a public hearing of 2022-2023 Texas Academic Performance Report.
Good evening, President Gonzalez, school board members, and Dr. Trevino. As per Texas Education Code 39.306, Texas Education Code 39.362, and Texas Education Code 51.403E, Zapata County Independent School District will hold a 2022-2023 Texas Academic Performance Report public hearing. During this hearing, we will go over the 8 sections to the district annual report. On the screen, you do see the 8 sections, and we will go section by section with a summary of the information in each one. Section 1 of your manual contains the Texas Academic Performance Report, and this is a report compiled by the Texas Education Agency for every district and for every campus. This report has information that has been submitted through PEAMS as well as student assessment data. And it provides information on how our students are performing, and it is disaggregated by the different student groups, as well as provides information on every school and district staff, programs, and student demographics. The first part of it is the cover page, and all I want to make reference on the cover page is that typically the cover page indicates our academic rating, our special education determination status, our distinction designations. However, this year, because of the delay in that information is not in this year's report. I ask that you go to the first tab of your manual. And the first part of section 1 is star performance. Star performance is divided up into how many of our students were at approaches, meets, and masters for every grade level and for every content. And at the end, it's aggregated as a district. So I ask that you turn to the first tab page that you have, and there you will see all the subjects together as we reviewed during our budget workshop. This is a breakdown of star performance for our district. The next part of our taper report is school progress. And with accountability, we have learned that school progress is divided up into 2 different parts. Our annual growth, how are our students doing from year to year? Are they maintaining or improving? And accelerated learning, which was new to last year's accountability. How many of the students that failed the previous year actually passed last year? So I ask that you go to the second tab section with the little tabs at the top of your manual. There you will see by grade level how many of our students maintained or improved from one year to the next, and then in the bottom you see how many of our students that didn't pass last year are now didn't pass in 22, passed in 23. And that is school progress. Another section of the TAPER report is our bilingual education ESL information, and it pretty much provides the same information but broken down for our emergent bilingual students, STAR performance and annual growth, as well as another section or another portion of information is our STAR participation. This allows us to study how many of our students were each year, and if they were included accountability based on the subset rules. And it allows us to see how many of our students were not tested and the reason why they were not. The next section or the next portion is attendance, graduation, and dropout. And this is broken down, and this is one of the areas that our district has really been focusing on to see improvement from year to year. So I'm going to ask you to go to the next tab. Here you see our attendance. And again, this information lags. So at our board workshop, we did talk about, where are we approximately estimating based on 2023. You see that we had a 92.1, went down to an 87.5, and approximately the attendance rate that we calculated for last year was approximately 90%. When it comes to graduation rate is broken down by 4-year, 5-year, and 6-year. And we had also seen a decline in our graduation rate during our budget workshop. Again, I was asked to kind of have an estimate of where we're at, and I'm very happy to report that according to our calculations, we are moving up to a 93.5. So we have seen a huge increase. We have been at a 97, so our goal is to get back up to where we used to be pre-COVID. And then you have our dropout rate. Another very important part of our TAPER report is our college, career, and military readiness. And this, again, lags by a year, and this is based on how well are we preparing our graduates for what's coming up next. And there's 10 different ways of earning this, and this report breaks it down by how we're doing and how our programs, our college, career, and military readiness programs are evaluated. In this particular part of this particular domain, you see that we have been increasing every year, and we continue to increase. However, this is the part of accountability that was affected the most, with the different targets being set. The last part of the TAPER report includes student information, staff information, and program information, and it breaks it down by demographics for our staff, how many years of experience, and so forth. Are there any questions on section 1? That's the longest section. Okay, moving on to section 2, another part is that we must report on our PEAMS financial standard report. This information lacks not only 1 year, but actually 2 years. And in your manual, you have a breakdown of the district, the revenues and the expenditures, and then each campus, the expenditures by object and function, as well as programs. We turn to the third section. This is our district accreditation status. And TEA assigns every district an accreditation, and this accreditation is based on those 4 components: academic accountability, financial accountability, data integrity, and program area deficiencies identified through the results-driven accountability. I'm very, very happy. We did receive a superior achievement first rating, and based on, again, it lags. So last year's accountability rating was as a district, so therefore we are an accredited district. Moving on to section 4. Section 4 is campus performance objectives. So every year, each campus has to develop and implement their campus improvement plan. And in this campus improvement plan, every campus has to set performance objectives that are later on rated through accountability. And we have to have a way that we measure progress throughout the year, and of course that these are available to our constituents. So at the very beginning of the year, each and every principal, along with their instructional team, presents their data chat or their goals to Dr. Trevino and to the curriculum department. And they base those results, they study their longitudinal data for the past 2 years and set reasonable goals. This is an example. And each of those goals are set based on each of the domains. For example, here you will see domain 1, student achievement. Again, approaches plus needs plus masters divided by 3. How are our students doing at every performance level? They set those goals for their campus, and then they set them for every content. The second part of their campus performance objectives is setting goals for school progress. Again, in those 2 different areas, annual growth, are students maintaining or improving from year to year? And the students that didn't pass 1 year, are they passing the following year with intervention? The last part is closing the gaps domain. And there are 4 different categories there, and in that particular domain, we're rated for all students, we're high focus group, and we're rated for our Hispanic. So these goals are set by every campus, and there's the goals and strategies and activities in their campus improvement plan are all towards meeting. Section 5 of our annual report.
Good evening, Dr. Trevino, school board members, and distinguished guests. Dr. Trevino, we want to express our deepest condolences to you and your family. Our prayers are with your family during this difficult time. Heavenly Father, we come before you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you have given us and the many blessings in our lives. We ask for your guidance and strength. Show us the way and fill us with courage and wisdom. Help us to remember your love and grace and to be faithful to our service to you. Give us the patience and understanding to face life's challenges with grace. We ask these things in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Let the superintendent first make an introduction, and then we'll move on to the recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, board members, members of the audience. It is my greatest pleasure today to introduce the newest member of our Hawk family, our athletic coordinator, head football coach, Coach David Porras Jr. He brings a dynamic vision and leadership to our athletic program, and we're very excited to welcome you and your family, although not strangers to Zapata. Welcome to Hawk Nation, and you know, once you drink the water, you're not leaving. So help me extend a warm welcome to Coach Porras and his family as they embark on this exciting journey and set us on a path for success for our athletic program. Thank you for being here, sir. If your family members could stand, I know they're in the audience.
So yes, obviously, school board of trustees, superintendent of schools, the directors, the community, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful experience the last 3 weeks. The transition has been really great. And I can't thank y'all enough for welcoming me with open arms. So at this time, I'd like to introduce my family. My wife, Vanessa Granger Porras. Elsa Michelle Porras. New sixth grader, first day of school today, Darren Porras. My father, David Porras Sr. My mother, Maria Lupita Porras. My tia and my tío, Dina and Lupe Peña. Thank y'all very much, and I can tell you that as a coach. Oh, and my mother-in-law. So again, just thank you very much again. And like I said, as a coach, it's, you have to have a very understanding wife. As you coach through the years and, you get to 20 and then all of a sudden you get to 30, your family is the one that does a lot of sacrificing. So I want to really thank my family for all the sacrifices. And again, thank you very much, and go Hawks.
Thank you, Coach, and welcome.
So Coach, it's honorary that new guests into the boardroom get an official pin.
All right.
So here it is, and that's important.
Thank you so much.
We'll get about 50 of those.
Thank you, Coach, and welcome to Hawk Nation. And we'll move on to the student recognitions.
Thank you, sir, and again, good evening, board members and Dr. Trevino. I'd like to, isn't it wonderful to see all these kids and these community members here? Isn't that wonderful? I'd like to invite our UIL academic coach, Ms. Gonzalez, Elizabeth Gonzalez, to please come forward and present our middle school UIL academic team.
Good afternoon, Dr. Trevino, Mr. Gonzalez, board members and guests. On February 2nd and 3rd, Zapata Middle School hosted our UIL district meet. We had 5 schools attend, 2 were from Roma and 3 were from Rio Grande. On behalf of Zapata Middle School and our admin team, we would like to thank y'all for allowing us to change February 2nd to a professional development day. We wouldn't have been able to do it without your help. We had over 600 kids, and if we wouldn't have had that date, we wouldn't have made it. So thank you. At this time, I would like to present to you our 2024 UIL academic winners. When you hear your name, please step forward. For our UIL speaking events, we have for poetry, Delissa Garza, 5th place. Jorge Garcia, 3rd place. He also placed 7th in our Veterans Invitational Meet. Caitlin Landa, 6th place. In solo acting, we had Alaya Becerra, 4th place. For duet acting, we had Emma Villarreal and Emily Martinez.
Come up this way.
Yes. For prose, we had Jorge Garcia, 6th place. Impromptu speaking, Arianeli Alejandra, 6th place. We have ready writing, Liana Guerra, 2nd place, and she also placed 6th at our invitational meet, it's Veterans Invitational. We have spelling, Logan Casas, 1st place. He also placed 1st in our Veterans Invitational meet as well. Jaylene Guzman, 4th place. She placed 3rd at the invitational as well. Carolina Marroquin, 3rd place spelling. She also placed 5th at the Veterans Invitational. We had Emilio Gonzalez, 4th place in number sense. Mariana Martinez, 3rd place in number sense. Roberto Zapata, 5th place, number sense. Jaden Sanchez, 5th place, and also placed 8th. He also placed 8th at the Veterans Invitational. For calculator, we had Emma Villarreal, who placed 1st. She had 2 firsts, went at the Veterans Invitational as well. Paul Soto second. He also placed 6th at the Veterans Invitational. Osvaldo Chapa placed 6th, and he placed 2nd at the Veterans Invitational. Esteban Lopez placed 1st and also at 1st at the Invitational. Tiago Perez, he placed 4th and 2nd at the Veterans Invitational. Rebecca Davila placed 1st in our district meet at the Invitational as well. We have mathematics, Emma Villarreal, 1st place and 4th place at Veterans Invitational. Emilio Gonzalez, 2nd place and 1st at the Veterans Invitational. Paul Soto, 3rd and placed 8th at the Veterans Invitational. Jesus Zuniga, 4th and placed 5th at the Veterans Invitational. We have Maya Garcia in Maps, Charts, and Graphs. She placed 4th and 4th at the Veterans Invitational. Emilio Gonzalez, 5th place and Maps, Charts, and Graphs, and 4th at the Veterans Invitational. Andrea Martinez, 6th place and 10th at the Veterans Invitational. John Charles, 5th place and 4th at the Veterans Invitational. For dictionary skills, we have Kiveri Hassel. She placed 5th and 5th at the Veterans Invitational. We have science, 6th grade, Dianelia Arredondo, 1st place, and she also placed 5th at the Invitational. Jade Cuellar, 6th and 1st at Veterans Invitational. And for social studies, we had Emma Villarreal. She placed 2nd and 1st at the Veterans Invitational. Marlon Lujan placed 5th and 2nd at the Veterans Invitational. And we have listening skills, 8th grade, Brianna Clary. She placed 3rd and 1st at the Veterans Invitational. So this is part of our UIL academic team for the Hector Garcia placed 2nd and calculator.
You all kind of in a group somehow.
I'm sorry, Leo. So we are very proud of our kids, and we are looking forward to next year.
I'd like to invite Ms. Guerra, Marlon Guerra, our middle school principal, and any other middle school administrator out there to please come forward. Our Zapata Middle School proud principal, Ms. Marlon Guerra.
Y'all want to switch? Yeah, switch. Oh, very cute. Yeah, they fit. Smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez, and thank you, Ms. Guerra. Appreciate that. And next we have our athletic teams from Zapata Middle School. I'd like to invite Mr. Paul Soto. He's our middle school athletic coordinator. Please come forward to introduce several of our teams.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, Dr. Trevino, Mr. Gonzalez and the board, guests. I'd like to introduce all our fall winners, our fall district sport champs. A lot of our girls are not here today from our softball team because they're trying to win the district title today in basketball. Their 8th graders are out of town and their 7th graders are playing here, so wish them the best of luck. So that's why they're not here. We're going to start off with our 7th and 8th grade softball team. So let's bring our 7th grade girls first. If there's any 7th grade girls here. Okay, and the coaches, Coach Garcia, Hector Garcia, and Naomi Benavides. They had an outstanding season. Always do. Like I said, most of the girls are playing basketball, so. Congratulations. Congratulations.
One, two, three.
Coach Benavides, you can stay there, Coach. Now we got the 8th grade girls. They're the returning district champs. They're defended their title well. I believe they're undefeated. These are our 8th grade girls softball champs. Coached again by Coach Benavides and Coach Garcia.
One, two, three.
I'm going to introduce our 8th grade boys baseball team. Their coaches are coaching varsity baseball, so they're not here today. Would you boys please come up? 8th grade boys district champs. They're coached by Coach Cinco Hinkle and Rene Alvarez.
One, two, three.
I'm going to introduce our 8th grade boy who won 8th grade singles. He's our 8th grade district champ in tennis, Adrian Serna. He's the individual champ in 8th grade boys, district tennis.
One, two, three.
Good job, Adrian. I want to introduce our 7th grade girls doubles team. Some of the district champs. We have Karina Delgado and Isabella Garcia. Also coached by Coach Martinez, Jerry, and Christina. And then y'all stay here, girls.
One, two, three. One more.
And now I'd like to have the 7th grade girls tennis team. They won district as a team. Girls, would you please come up? The 7th grade girls district champ. The whole team. All the 7th grade girls, you also girls.
One, two, three.
Now we're going to go with our 8th grade B, 8th grade A and B volleyball girls. They're the district champs in volleyball. If you can please come up. 8th grade girls. They were coached by Coach Tita Guerra. Great job, Coach. place our district champion 8th grade girl cross country, Marilee Garcia. She was coached by Gabby Montes and Christy Out. She always supports us 100%, so thank you, Mrs. Guerrero.
Thank you, Coach Soto, and I guess it's a good problem to have, but we have to order new pins, right, Dr. T?
No, that's good.
That's it. I'd like to also ask our parents just to stick around for a little bit. Our board president and superintendent have remarks right after our special presentation. After those remarks, you're welcome to make your way out of the boardroom. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. That was a great presentation. We love having these types of meetings where we're recognizing the talents that we have here in Zapata County ISD. Very, very talented young group that we have at our middle school, and thank you to the principals and administrators that help them out, the coaches, and most importantly, the parents that take them to all the practices back and forth, and they put in that effort to make sure that they're on time and they go pick them up from one practice and to the other. And I know at the middle school, a lot of the sports are going on at the same time. So sometimes they practice in the morning and then they practice in the evening for a different sport. So we want to thank all of the kids for putting in that effort, and your effort and your hard work pays off, and it's evident by your medals that you all got recognized with, and keep it up. We look forward to having you as our future Hawks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening again to our members of our audience, to our board members. After today's display, it just really emphasizes that our district's unwavering commitment to academic excellence and student success continues to be our guiding principle. And it's because of the collaborative efforts of our faculty, our staff, with their innovative strategies, that they're so dedicated to providing a learning environment that fosters growth for our kids, opportunity for our students, and achievement, and definitely living up to our motto, which is empowering tomorrow's leaders. Certainly, today's showcase really emphasizes that, and I agree with Board President, what a wonderful display of talent. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for our kids and for CCISD. So thank you all for all of your hard work, students, and of course to the coaches and the teachers and the counselors and administrators that are doing the work day in and day out. We thank you and we appreciate you. Thank you. Although everybody's welcome to stay for the meeting, if you'd like to leave now, would be a good time.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, do you have any public comment?
No, Mr. Gonzalez.
Okay, under public comments, I'd like to just make a comment. We'd like to, keep Mr. Trevino in our prayers and our thoughts. You know, I know him and his family are going through some tough times right now, and, we'd just like to, you know, recognize, I guess keep him in our thoughts and prayers during the difficult time right now. So that's all I have on the point. Moving on to item E is consent items. Approval of minutes for special call board meeting, January 26th and January 30th.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Gonzalez, Dr. Trevino, members of the board. I request approval of the minutes held for the special call board meeting for January 26th and the regular school board meeting held on January 30th, 2024.
We have a motion by Ms. Sendejo to approve the minutes, second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. I guess finance update report.
Thank you. The finance report for the Child Nutrition Fund ending January 31st, 2024. This report will be the first report, members of the board, that show 22-23 audited actual information. So I'd like to direct you to the first column. We had final expenditures, revenues for $3,425,847 and actual expenditures of $3,860,150 for an excess of expenditures over revenues of $434,303. We did want to do that, board members, in order to reduce our fund balance. So our fund balance at the very bottom for September 1st was $1,439,041. With the reduction of our fund balance, we went to ending fund balance audited of $1,071,138. We have a restricted amount of $1,004,738. So the district still has approximately $350,000 to spend down for the 23-24 school year. So I'd like to direct you to the 23-24 amended budget column. You can see that the board has already done approval of the $350,000 of transfer in to meet the state's requirement to reduce that fund balance. Our revenues year-to-date actual reflect $1,632,642, and our expenditures of $1,204,134,000 for an excess of revenues over expenditures of $428,508. Does the board have any questions? The general operating fund, the same thing. The first column shows the 22-23 audited actual. We had excess of revenues over expenditures of $98,607. So the district came pretty close to budgeting our revenues to our expenditures. We have an ending fund balance of $32,180,674. Of that, $5.2 million is restricted for our Q-SCAB notes. Non-spendable, $7.4 million. That's 3 months of our operating expenditures. Our committed for construction is $8.5 million, and our unassigned fund balance is $11,054,877. Our year-to-date actual reflects $18,404,872, and our year-to-date expenditures $13,160,646 for an excess of revenues of $5.2 million. Does the board have any questions? Our year-to-date comparative by function. January 2023 last year, we were at $12,046,607. This year, same time, $13,160,646. We are at an increase of 9%, $1,114,039 as compared to last year this same time. Our debt service fund, 22-23 audited actual, shows an excess of revenues of $117,320 and an ending fund balance of $461,288 that is restricted to our bonds. Our year-to-date actual and revenues reflect $2,365,032, and our year-to-date encumbrance for our principal and interest, $3,121,994. Bills, claims, and accounts for January 2024 reflect a total amount of $1,204,455.75. This time last year, we claimed $1,039,621.72 for an increase of 15% as compared to last year. The tax collection report for December 2023 reflects a ZCISD disbursement of $912,990.35. From September to December 2023, as compared to budget, reflects 66% that we've collected to budget. Last year, this same time, we were at 70%. And as compared to opening levy for October, for the tax year for the county, we reflect 62% collected this year, tax year 2023, as compared to previous year, we're down 3.95%. Does the board have any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Section 2 is guidance school counseling and LCDC program update. Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, sir, and again, good evening to all of you. I'd like to take this this item to present to you a quick update, program update from our counseling team. Currently, we have 12 school counselors and 2 LCD counselors. Mr. Guerra and myself oversee the support of the program at the district level. And what we do is obviously student support, right? So how does that student support come back to the strategic plan's goals, which is goal number 2, which is stated at the very, very bottom. And it all has to do with the strategic plan is how we all can reach these goals and what we all do to obtain these goals, not just one group of professionals, not just one subpopulation of students. It's about the entire district, right? So that's the purpose of this update, because we all know what our counselors do on a day-to-day basis. What we don't know is the accountability that they're held to and the requirements that they're required to fulfill. And the photos, as you can see, is all the things that we see them do. All the awareness days, all the character lessons, the one-to-one sessions with our students, the FAFSA drives, all of these activities that our counselors do and do so well throughout their calendar year. And this is just a very quick glimpse of some of those things that they do. But what we work on as an administrative team, while they do all these great things, what we do as an administrative team for support, we bring them back to the 4 service delivery components of the comprehensive school counseling program. These are the 4 components. It's guidance curriculum, responsive services, individual planning, and support services. I'm going to quickly go through them real quick. So guidance curriculum, teaching students about developing transferable skills such as dependability, work ethic, problem solving, listening. And this is where our character education is. This is where our pillars of character about trustworthiness, responsibility, and how they work that out throughout the year on a month-to-month basis. The next one, individual planning. So what's that? So guiding all students as they plan, monitor, and manage their individual education. So what we're looking at that is goal setting. Goal setting with students and parents, goal setting on short-term and long-term goals, and strategy on how do they assess their own progress. And this is from the elementary level all the way to the high school level. This is not specific to secondary or the other. The next 2, responsive services. Responsive services are the ones that we may be more familiar with, that happen in the background that nobody really finds out. And that's such as preventive services, remedial services, and crisis services. So this is this intervention of one-to-one on when there are those incidents that happen. Especially remedial services is that when we deal with certain situations and cases, what we always do is provide remedial services to the students. Bullying cases or something more severe, the services provided from our school counselors or our LCD counselors or our LCD counselors, that's a remedial service that we can have a conversation with the parents and say, this is what we're going to do in response to what your child has gone through or situations like that. And lastly, it's a systems support, identifying what we do and sharing it out to the community. So those are the 4 components, how they're guided. And those components,
all diamonds are at least 999 years old.
Well, that's good. So one thing that I skipped a couple of slides, I'm going to go right back. But I mentioned 4 components, and how do you measure those 4 components, right? Those 4 components, we have a system that's called SCUDA, and it's a self-monitoring system that keeps counselors aware of their 80-20 rule. 80-20 is a bill that passed back some time ago in Senate Bill 179, that it ensures that the academic guidance, emotional support, and other administrative tasks of counselors' workload by requiring that the school counselors spend at least 80% of their time on the required statutory requirements, which are the 4 components that I just mentioned. So this program, SCUDA, it's not punitive. I don't monitor it. They monitor themselves, and they're inputting all of the data by calendar and by component, and they're reflecting to see what percentage are they at. Are they over? Are they under? And what are they going to do to address those things? So on the initiative side, we have some really exciting initiatives coming up. character counts is nothing new, but we're embedding it into our CSPC, which is our comprehensive school counseling program, and we're calendaring it out, mapping it out for the entire year for it to be documented that this is our plan and how we're addressing character education and character lessons throughout the year and addressing how many students. 2 Words Character Development is a new initiative that Mr. Claguera brought in starting in January. This idea of 2 words curriculum, for example, a 5-star, those are 2 words, right? 5-star. 5 stars, 2 words. The lesson is based on the idea that it does you no good to be a 5-star athlete if you have 0-star characteristics or 0-star character. So what this is, it's a curriculum, a character development for our secondary athletes. And our coaches are leading this every day. They have a lesson for these students because we're providing them 30 minutes worth of character development each day. So another example of our goal number 2, connecting it that it's all of our responsibilities to be supporting the character development of our students. TSES, this is a new term for you all. I know that the frustration with all the acronyms that educators throw out there. But TSES stands for Texas Counselors Evaluation Support System. You all should be familiar with T-TEST, which is our teachers evaluation, our T-PEST, which is our administrators or principals evaluation. Now we have the TSES. And all this is a support tool. It's created with the same framework as the TSES, as the T-PEST and T-TEST, but it is guided, obviously, for our counselors, specific to them. And it's all about support and growth. How are we supporting each other and providing opportunities for growth? And lastly, is something that should be very familiar with this board is Pillar. This board has supported this initiative for 2 years or nearly 2 years. It is something that has been growing exceptionally well. We originally initiated this because of the support that we felt that we needed to provide, that we weren't exactly meeting those expectations. We wanted additional support to our counselors, and this board met that with Pillar. So currently we're serving 77 students with Pillar. Another initiative that I wanted to share is our summits that we've been doing. This is not led by counselors, is my point of mentioning this. It's not necessarily led by them, but they're definitely a part of it. So the middle one, it should look familiar to you, and this was our Parent Learning Summit that we did. They provided, I think it was 4 of the 6 sessions, 3 or 4 of the 6 sessions was led by our counseling program team. And the 2 in the corners are the mini-series that they're spin-offs of that initial summit. And Pillar, again, supporting us with those initiatives. We just had one on the 21st about healthy communication skills, and we're ramping up for our April 3rd one for testing anxiety and relaxation. So we had real good comments on our program that we did on February 21st. We had over 70 parents there, so it was extremely successful, and we're excited to continue that in April. And lastly, just wanted to remind the board and the community that the available resources that we have online, our counselors have done an outstanding job of providing these resources where everybody can access them, from resources from our LCDCs on drug prevention, on alcohol awareness, hotlines such as child abuse, and all other things that our students go through. And of course, specific information and detailed information with bullying and how to support our students who deal with that, and the administrative responsibilities when it comes to bullying and things of that sort. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Any questions? I noticed that on the presentation, we do have a lot of programs for the kids here in DCISD, that there is a lot of support that we're providing. Thank you, Mr. Guerra, thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, and all the administrators for providing that support to the kids that need it, and for them to know that it's there if they do ever need it. For the ones that are not taking advantage of the support, maybe because they don't feel like they need to, but the support is there. and thank you for the presentation on that.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So, that was a report on counseling. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. We'll move on to action items. Approval of budget amendment for general operating fund DA 232404. Ms. Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Finance Department is requesting a budget amendment, 23-24-04, a total amount of $41,500. This budget amendment has no effect on fund balance. This $41,500 is cleaning up the budget post audit. And so what we're doing is we're moving expenditures out of certain functions in order to stay within the budgeted functions to the end of the year. So one of them is the post-audit TRS on behalf of expenditures. Those are state benefits that are moved into function 21. And then the additional FTE custodian at DAP that we hired at the beginning of the year, that one we just need to cover to make sure that we don't go over that function.
That additional FTE, did we have one and we're adding another?
No, that one was approved at the beginning of the year. Now all I'm doing, the money was set aside in a different function and I'm just moving it from function 11 into function 51, which is maintenance and support services.
So there's only one custodian at the DA?
Yes.
Okay.
That was,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to figure out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks. Okay, so that, I guess I need a motion to approve it. Is there any other questions? We have a motion to approve by Mr. Gonzalez. Second by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes unanimously.
At
Thank
this
you, Ms.
time, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to request to table item G2 till March's meeting due to we didn't receive enough bids for this, so I'm requesting to table this item.
Okay. So need a motion to table item G2.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Guevara, second by Mr. Nick. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Item G3, consider adoption of a resolution to employ and accept as volunteers chaplain under Chapter 23 of the Texas Education Code.
Thank you, sir. On this item, we're requesting the resolution of the board to approve that the district does not permit the district campus to employ or accept as volunteers a chaplain to promote support services and programs for students at this time.
So may I add, we did a presentation earlier on all the services that our guidance and counseling department are providing. And of course, we can always use additional support. However, at this time, the recommendation is that we not accept this as a resource for us at this time, simply because there's not enough parameters around the hiring of these individuals. So we'd like to request that.
Any questions? I have a motion to approve the recommendation to not accept the outside volunteers and employees for Texas Education Code Chapter 23. Second? Second by Mr. Gonzalez. On the favor, raise your hand. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Item G4, GKD local policy update regarding non-school facility use. Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you again, sir, and board members. In your packet, we have provided an update to GKD local regarding non-school facilities used to accurately align the district's administrative procedures to district policy. Attached are two sections of requesting update. Section under campaign-related use, which is something that's recommended by TASB, and lastly, something that that we're requesting to remove a certain area with exceptions of approval which we're striking the exception section of that policy. Also, I gave mention to our procedures and our local administrators' procedures on how we manage this. We've worked with Mr. Morales, Mr. Guerra, and of course with Dr. Trevino on revamping our policies and procedures regarding the use of our facilities, and we have those forms ready to go.
Do you have any questions? I need a motion to approve the GKD local policy updates as presented. A motion by Mr. Ramirez to approve the item. Do you have a second? Second by Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, Mr. Again? Motion passes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Item H, the board will adjourn to closed session pursuant to section 551.071, 551.074, 551.076. The board will go into executive session at 6:53. Board is on executive session. Okay, we're back from an executive session. No action was taken. It is 7:44. We're back in open session. So, the board, I guess we don't have.
You don't have any action.
No, we don't have any action. So then we have, board communications, item J. March 6th, we have early release. March 7th and 8th, we have, holiday. I guess it's a fair. Yeah. And then March 11th through the 15th is spring break. And then March 22nd is a board workshop.
That'll be a budget workshop.
And policy, and policy.
And then
And policy update.
March 26th is a regular meeting. And that's what we have coming up. Alright, well,
And March 29th is Gonzalez's birthday.
March 29th, let's say, board holiday. Alright, so we'll entertain a motion for adjournment. We have a motion to adjourn by Mr. Ramirez, second by Mr. Guevara. All in favor? Meeting is adjourned. It is 7:45. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys, thank you all for all of your hard work. Ana Maria, good job on your presentation.